So, so if you control your mind, then you control your actions. If you control your actions, you can control your life. Okay. What do I mean by controlling your mind though? So if you can control your thoughts in adverse situations, in challenging situations or a hard environment, say you're in maybe a bar where there's going to be a fight, or you're in school or wherever, whatever age you are, you're in the workplace, there's an argument, you have a problem that popped up on your computer, or even if you're just scrolling social media, can you control your thoughts no matter what's being put in front of you? I find, especially on social media, if you're scrolling for hours and hours, half the time you don't remember when you started scrolling. You don't remember half the things you looked at. You just kind of get into like this trance. And if you can't control your thoughts very well, if you can't recognize your patterns and break free, oftentimes you just become subject to the influence of your environment, and maybe 95% of what your day will just be controlled by your environment rather than your own conscious thought and plans and your decision to do something. So this is a video on some things you can do on to master your mindset, to master your control over your thoughts. Okay, so one thing that is important is unplugging from everything. So some people call this meditation. Some people just call this journaling. They'll just write in a notebook or something. The biggest thing is that you remove all influences. Go into a room where there's not a lot going on. You don't have your TV there. You don't have your phone. Maybe some people like to light a candle. Some people like to sit on their porch in a rocking chair. Whatever it is, find your quiet place where there's no distractions, where you can just think and plan and really find yourself in your mind. So for me, I like a candle, and I like something to write. I like a notebook or a notepad or something. And when I meditate, a lot of people have different strategies. Like some people do a daily journal. They'll just write what they did in their day, and that's enough to clear their brain and make them think about what they're going to be doing on the next day and plan their day, so that they're not just guided by whatever the heck comes at them the next day, their notification on their phone or whatever, somebody texts them, hey, let's go to this bar or whatever. Like they have an already set plan because they premeditated it. So that's a lot of what I do. I like to write down my plans for either that day or the following day, or you can goal set for years, or sometimes you just got a lot of things on your mind. I've been starting a business. I've got a lot of different problems that I need to solve all the time. So oftentimes there'll be 3 or 4 different things that'll pop up in a day, and I just need to really take myself away from all the notifications and everything. And I need to get a piece of paper in front of me and just write out all these things, so that it's no longer just a bunch of inputs, but I'm actually able to articulate it in a way that makes sense. And it really helps me to map that out in my brain, so that I no longer just have a bunch of things bouncing around that stress me out. I have a tangible plan that I'm able to inflict on the world around me. So unplugging and planning is paramount to controlling your mind and your mindset throughout the day. One thing that I have found to improve my mindset and my control of my mind is endurance workouts. So I've been in a lot of sports throughout my life, but this doesn't necessarily need to be a sport. It could be, just your morning runs, or whatever it is. If you do your cardio at home, you do your abs on the floor, or I don't know who my audience is going to be for this, but you're whatever it is. If you have, I'm trying to do planks for 3 minutes on the floor. 3 minutes is a long time. And towards the end of it, you say all these things in your head. Oh my gosh, I can't go any longer. Oh my gosh, I can't. You start to come up with all these excuses, all these things, but you can control your internal battles. You're able to control your external battles. And that's really what this video is about. It's how to master your mind, even in stressful situations. It starts internally before it shows externally. Just like most things in life, you gotta do the work internally before it shows externally. So another thing that is a long form exercise that you can do is reading. A lot of people don't even read anymore, which is really bad. It's not good for our attention spans, right? So our attention spans are going down to 5 seconds, whatever it is. There's a new study every month, it seems like. But anyway, our attention spans are getting so short because of social media, and we don't ever do anything else. But reading is a good way to wrestle that. Reading is it's hard to sit down and read more than 3 paragraphs at a time, because that's where our attention span stops. Is oh man, I just read this paragraph, I started, maybe that's good enough. I put my bookmark in, I read a paragraph tomorrow. That's what our brain wants to say. But if you're able to read a couple chapters, half a book, maybe a full book in a day, that's a good way to train your attention span and your mental fortitude, and your focus on the task at hand. A lot of people don't even have the mental fortitude to complete an entire task at one time. They say, oh, I'm going to start this thing, and I'll just put it to the side and I'll do it later, after they started 1 chapter of the book, for example. There's 40 chapters in the book. You want to finish it by next month. Finishing 1 paragraph isn't going to do anything. Finishing 1 chapter, yeah, maybe that'll get you in line for your monthly goals. But what about all those days that you're going to miss because something popped up at work or whatever? Just read the whole book right away. It's not that hard. It might take 7 hours, 8 hours. Just read the book. It's not that hard. But for some reason, our brains make everything harder than it actually is. So one thing that Jordan Peterson has mentioned is our inability to make a plan and stick to it. So he had a video where he was talking about how we have an internal dialogue, kind of like I've been speaking about, and a lot of times we'll talk ourselves out of the plan that we made previously. And the biggest thing that you can do when you get your quiet time, you do your meditation, your daily journaling, or whatever the heck you want to call it, and you get your plan mapped out. Don't break your chain. Don't say, I'm going to work out at 7 a.m. every day from Monday to Friday, and I'm going to be making breakfast afterwards and then doing this and that. Like, don't break the chain. Keep that momentum. Once you make a plan, just stick to it. And don't listen to all the arguments in your brain. Just stick to it and do what you got to do. Strengthen your mind and become more capable to control your external environment instead of being controlled by it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please do all the things that make the algorithm like me a little bit better, and put this content in front of somebody else. So thank you. Thank you for watching.